Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joshua Herbison, and today I will be giving my video quiz number 3 on the Art of Public Speaking by Stephen Lucas, the 12th edition, and this will be over chapters 11 through chapters 15. And I will start with chapter 11, which covered how to draw up an outline for your speech. And the two things I wanted to speak about there was the difference between a written and a spoken outline. And they're fairly straightforward. Written is more detailed, almost actually spelling out what you would say in the speech. Maybe not verbatim, but close to. And a spoken more highlights that point than it does spell it out. Naturally, the written is more expanded, and the spoken edition is more abbreviated. But what was really important to draw the distinction between me is the significance of actually having a spoken versus a written. Because if you use the written to actually give your speech, you could easily become lost, and it could create uncomfortable pauses, and almost give the impression that you're not fully knowledgeable about the subject you're speaking on, and mislead and distract the audience, really. In chapter 12, we talked about the use of language, and I wanted to speak about meaning and accuracy. First of all, the connotation, in meaning, or the suggestion or the implication of using a particular set of words, and accuracy, which is using the appropriate word based on the nuance of that word and not just a similar word. And what was really important to me is whenever you're talking about connotation, you have to ensure you use an accurate word, even if it lessens the strength of that connotation, invoking certain feelings for the audience, because you have to use a specific word. You should never sacrifice meaning for the sake of impact. And appropriateness. Your speech should always be appropriate for the occasion, audience, topic, or speaker. You should never do something that would alienate your audience or alienate yourself by not speaking in a manner that is true to your style or nature. And in chapter 13 we spoke of delivery, and this one was particularly interesting to me, was the speaker's voice. And they gave 5 examples: the volume, pitch, rate, the pauses, and vocal variety. And why this was so significant to me was their obvious implications, but also the comparison you could draw between them and music. Volume, pitch, rate, pause, vocal variety all invoke certain emotional responses and can be very powerful tools to not only portray confidence but to also move your audience and bring interest to your speech. Just as in music, those same qualities can be said for how you present a piece and how it reaches your audience there as well. It's just very interesting to me that it kind of crosses all boundaries when it comes to art, whether it be speaking, music, or even art, drawing, painting, whatnot. Chapter 14 spoke of visual aids, and I wanted to talk in particular about preparation. Obviously, you should prepare well in advance. The visual aid should be simplistic as to not distract, and large enough so that everyone can see, and therefore it is effective. And also, you should limit text so to not distract. To continue with that line of thought, color, font, imagery, all should never be overused or overbearing or make it difficult to understand the visual aid. All of them lead to distractions, as I said before, and can cause the audience to not focus on the message that you're providing, but rather on the particular visual aid that is drawing their attention away from you and your message. And in chapter 15, we wanted to cover how to inform an audience through a speech, on an informative speech, naturally. And it gave particular guidelines for that. First of all, don't overestimate or underestimate your audience's knowledge. And that's key to me because overestimation can lead to getting too technical and confusing your audience by using too complex of terminology they may not understand, or too complex of ideas they may not yet grasp. And underestimating could insult your audience or bore your audience because they feel they already know the information, and therefore when you finally reach your ultimate conclusion or your new information you're trying to convey, what's really significant in your speech, they may not absorb it as well as they would have if you hadn't underestimated them. And this has been my video quiz for the Art of Public Speaking, chapters 11 through 15, and I look forward to hearing everybody else's. Thank you.